Hello, everybody. Let me get my uniform on. Sorry, I forgot my hat was kind of needed. Man, man, oh man, is that oh so very bright. Here, let me turn that off. My bad. That is incredibly bright. Pardon me. That light, I gotta figure something else out for. How you guys doing? It's Friday. Happy Friday. Friday, 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 Friday. Friday sounds so much better than Monday. I kid you not. Let's see what we can do here. Okay? See what we can do. Because I want to see what we can do. 3, 18, this. Boom. We are one candle away from market open. Let's see if we can get this done beforehand. We called it, by the way. I don't know if you saw it, but we called it yesterday. Market direction per volume went down. My direction was correct, but my stop loss was set incorrectly. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that like real soon. I don't want session based though, because that is clearly the wrong mode to go for. We want 930 over here. We want 930 here. And what we want to do is this. Market's done opened. That's completely fine. We don't really mind it at the moment, because we know the opening range might not be as decisive. There's point control 1. This is the other one that we want. We want this, this. We want to do and do here. 1, 2. Do we think price is going to go higher? It sounds about right, but we need it to move away from point control, and that's kind of what it's doing right now. Point control is way up here. Even on London session, we have point control right here. We'll go ahead and mark this for funsies. Point control. Okay. So there is a problem. Slight itty bitty 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 bit problem. What's that problem? That problem is I don't think we should be looking at the London point of control. Though it's the most clear indication right now in 5 minutes that, hey, yeah, we're here for the volume. Right now, prices moved away from this, and we have hit this volume here. Right? We're in a downtrend. Downtrend says we're going to keep going down. How does it say we're going to keep going down? After moving away from point of control, it's got to come up, test, boom, and then drop. That's how that works. Also, news. News is an extreme detriment to us right now, because let me get to it. Awesome. There we go. News at 8:30 was all over the place. All over the place. Making decisions in the market kind of difficult. Kind of difficult. Not gonna lie. Kind of difficult. Why difficult? When there's non-farm payroll, when there is, hold on, let's actually go back to that. When there is non-farm payroll on the chart, on the news, per the rules of strategy A, we aren't supposed to be trading. That's not as big a deal as 5 red folders in a single day. That makes price extremely unpredictable, extremely volatile. There is no one way today's trade is going to be easy. No one way it's going to be easy. Absolutely. I don't believe it will be. The general direction for price or market was down. Down is where we're going. That is where we are right now. Down. I kind of want to keep fishing backwards for more points of control via the rangefinder over here, but I'm inclined to wait. No, yeah, I'm inclined to do this. Hang on. Let's do 2 more just for funsies. Okay. So we had move up, and we had move down, small move down, but then we broke, and then we're very thin all the way down. London sessions, point of control. This point of control right here kind of saved it. Kind of saved it. Because we've moved away from said point of control. Now we're here. What do we gotta wait for? Well, we had this right here that it's moved away from. Now it's gotta come up, test it, see it going down. That gist. Okay? That's what I'm looking at right now. I think about it, but it's actually gonna go hit these lows right here. These lows in particular. Is a good thing. I'm inclined to think we could treat this the same, but at the same time, I'm looking at the hour trend, right? And I see the point of control here. I see this point of control. I see us moving away from it. I see it. You see it. We see it. We were here. We need to see price come up, revisit, come up, revisit, touch a range, and then continue on lower. It not doing that presents a little bit of a difficulty factor because without that retest, without that range getting retested again, it becomes a little bit more difficult to place a trade. Yeah, that's one I think. So here's the gist. Strategy is fairly simple. Find point of control, wait for it to go away from, and then travel back up to. Once it's traveled back up to, enter based on that. Hey, it's going to go lower. What tells me it's going to go lower? Low volume nodes. low volume node tell me it's going to go lower? It's because that's where price hasn't gone through yet. And if we're not in consolidation, then it's seeking price. It's discovering price, right? Because it's discovering price, we know it's going to continue where low volume nodes are going. Sense? Makes sense? Kind of, sort of, maybe, sort of, something like that. Oh, it makes sense. Makes sense to me. On the flip side, if we're on a consolidation pattern, we shouldn't be trading. And the other side of it, other side, look at that, 3 sides. My understanding is if the point of control fails, right? Because taking a look at the 5 minute, technically right here for Asian session, for London session, price moved away. It failed its point of control. It went up, touched this, and then continued on down. And then this point of control, this test right here, failed. How did it fail? It didn't just touch it, it closed below and then moved beyond. When it does this, we're in price discovery. What about price discovery can we trade? The retest, the rebound, the retrace. We need to see this completely bottom out, make its low, and then we need to see it come back up, retest this range. Once it's retested this range, we can pretty much say, okay, we were in price discovery. It's not like it's going to continue down into even further price discovery. Instead, what it's got to do, because rules are rules. Rules are rules. Rules, theories are rules, and there's a potential for price to come back up, test this range, and then continue lower, which is cool. Completely fine by me if it does. We need to see it happen though before we enter trade. Otherwise, we're risking way too much. My stop loss will be up here at this low volume node here, because if price does come back up and retest this range, it'll have to go through all of this volume, which I don't think it'll continue way up and beyond. But hey, it's better to have a stop loss way up here than right next to the point of control it's testing. So that way, in the event it does wind up going this high, it's not so high as to break or hit our final stop loss. We can pretty much enter here on the safe notion that, hey, yeah, price might continue higher, but our primary goal is so much lower. So much lower. And right now, it just looks like it's targeting this right here. And if it fails this area of liquidity, then we know that price might actually continue higher based on that. But if it continues lower, I mean, hey, that works too. Try to find another area where price is like, you know what, we're going to go there too. So there's one area right here. There's one area right here. There's an area right here. And way off in the distance, there is one right here. Why am I targeting the very bottom of that? Because I don't think it'll jump from all the way up here, roughly here, all the way down here. I think at most it'll come down here, but it won't jump all the way down. I don't think it'll be able to do that. Then again, there's so much news pushing the price down. I think there might be a potential for it to actually jump that far. Off in the wild blue yonder, I'm pretty sure there is an option, an opportunity for price to just do that. On the hour, we see it move away, but we want to see it come back up. Here's our move into. Here's the failure. We want to see it move away, come up, fail. Why am I saying the same thing for the 5 minute? Because it makes sense. Wait for the point of control to be moved away from. Wait for retest. It has to touch and then fail in order for us to enter. Once it's failed, we enter it. We are in the direction of down. We want to see price continue lower. What's telling us price will continue lower? The amount of volume in the way that's preventing it to go higher. Its consolidation is a support level saying, hey, yeah, we like this level, but us moving away from and retesting should be your confirmation that price is going to go lower. Why? because we discovered amongst ourselves that this price just isn't worth it to us. We want it cheaper, so let's go cheaper. That's how that works. just waiting for the retest. That's all I'm doing. Is this a valid move away? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Why? Because two reasons. One, not a fair value gap. This move, this candle right here, did not present a fair value gap. The bottom of this wick's like right here. Top of this one's right here. This is not a fair value gap. So it's not a valid move away. Price is creating a false signal. How? By saying that this was a pullback, a continuance of the overall trend. When in actuality, we were in retrace, and there's still not enough power to continue lower. So what does that lead me to think? I think this point of control, this small little bit right here, is going to fail. Why? Because there's not enough momentum to continue. So what's going to happen is this move down was just to sweep this low, and we're going to see price leap above this. That is our primary takeaway from this point of control. Here it goes. Moving up, test, and we'll continue higher and up into this. Now, where would my take profit be? Up there. My final stop loss, about down here. Below the lows is the goal. retest. I think that's going to fail. I think it's going to continue forward. I think I want to go. I don't know though, because it created a level on its own. We could very well continue lower. Very questionable gist. What will it do? What will it do? Great. Convinced that what price is doing is retesting this right here, this point control made off of this resistance level. I think we're due for a reversal though, which means my direction for trade should be up, not down. Why do I think it's going up? Because the previous points of control are higher, much higher. In fact, we zoom way out to over the 24 hours, this right here. This is just a blip that is holding price right where it is. The main point of control, the big points of control are up here. This is London's point of control, sure, but the primary point of control is way up there. So we should see it continue higher. If it breaks beyond this range and closes above it, I have no problem entering, putting my stop loss down here, and then watching it continue up higher. Because we'll have exited this side of the range for this point of control down here, and it will allow us to have a safe distance for retest and continue up, and then a decent distance for failure in the event it decides to dip down, gives it some breathing room, and can continue higher. Why am I choosing to do that over the what I was saying earlier, where when it comes back up into this? Two reasons. One, because I don't think this is a valid move away from point of control, because as you can see, we went up briefly after touching this mode, this level of price, and price continued to fall immediately after. It moving away doesn't signify it moving away from point of control. It just signifies that price went away. And without gap, the gap tells me price is going to continue on further. Without that gap, we can expect a movement like this, where it comes back up, tests this level, and it can either fall immediately after due to closing within this range and just plummeting to continue this general trend, or it will test this, fail it, closing above this range, and continue higher based on the point controls on the larger time frame holding more power. We could see it continue lower. We could see it continue higher. We won't know until there's a valid fair value gap presented. And right now, there's one forming. Where? Right here. And it's on the move away from where price decided to sweep previous liquidity. So, where do I think price is going to go at this very moment in time? Up. Up on the one stipulation that off of this candle closure, we have the next candle move up above this range and close. I say that, I'm looking at this now. Closing that fair value gap. There isn't enough strength for price to go higher. My new opinion now is that it flipped. Just like that. Just as fast as that. It has now flipped in the opposite direction. We're not going higher. We're going lower. This was a mini retrace, and we should be anticipating price continuing much, much lower. MACD should follow suit here soon. This is okay because we can enter in roughly here, put our stop loss up here, and then watch it continue to fall. And we have our final take profits set up nicely. But I don't know if it'll actually continue lower. We need to see a fair value gap that's indicative and defined that says, yes, we're moving much further away, and it's not up back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's why. Well, then it tells a little bit better of a story because we moved down from here. General point of control is up here. We did have a move away per this fair value gap. It came back up, tested, now it's moving away again. But this volume preventing it from going lower. So we might see consolidation between this until this low volume node is just pushed up a lot. And then from there, it's even higher. Makes the most sense to me. This is what I was talking about news. We had news at 8:30. It caused the move down. It moving down before market open tells me that price was in a downtrend. That's about it. But because news was also all over the place, it wasn't just in one direction. We can expect some consolidation after a move down. And right now, we're looking at just that, a giant section of acceptance within a balance area and no defined breakout of structure. We've already technically had the breakout. So now it's a question of which point of control is going to take hold, either this volume down here or this volume right here. Only way to watch that is to be patient and just see. We could go all the way to 10:30, and I don't think we're going to get a trade in today. Unless a fair value gap decides to form the next 3 candles, I don't think we're going to get a trade in at all. There's 3 large candles. I think it's going to continue up and up and up. I don't know. That candle closed above and outside of the range. Did it? Did. Yeah, closed outside the range. Do I think it's going to go higher based on that? Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, I think it will. We have 5 minutes for this next candle to close. Again, it's not. I can't just rush to making a decision. There's no rush in this. We have to be patient and watch. We watched it move away. We watched it came back. We watched it fail twice because it went to the range, closed below, moved lower, and then we saw the next candle, the very next candle, move up and beyond it and close outside of the range, which tells me it'll move higher. based on the volume profile, we are outside of the high volume range. We're within a low volume node, which tells me price is going to come up, and check that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter based on this candle's movement at the moment. I'll put my final stop loss right at here. My final take profit I'll put way up here. Does this risk to reward make sense? Let's see. About right. That's a 2.44 risk to reward ratio. That's what it's looking like right now. Do I think it could go higher? Absolutely. But I don't think I'm willing to risk more at the moment. So let's confirm that and leave it alone. My stop loss is set just below the volume it had stopped at a second ago because it rejected that level 3 times now. 1, 2, 3. My thought process based on volume profile as well as the strategy and price action is that because it closed above this high volume range here, we should see it continue to close this entire gap of price. It should revisit each and every one of these levels and continue a little bit higher beyond that. Why do I think it'll continue higher and break beyond this point of control? Because this is the next available area for volume to really cross over. It having crossed over this tells me the likelihood of it crossing over this is that much greater. In the opposite direction, because it is the next available volume node for it to cross over and fail. I think it'll continue higher. My direction is in a long. I've entered in on a long. The decision I've made was to enter and was not rushed. It was based on volume profile and current price action that this decision to enter came about. I do think it'll continue higher. Looking at the hour real quick. This might be the next available area for volume to get stuck on outside of this point of control here. But I almost want to do this. That would give me a 1 to 3.7 risk reward. I think I am going to do that. Because that is the major point of control that we're targeting. And we want to see it continue much, much higher. So there it goes, moving higher. Let's just move this to the side real quick. And we'll wait for that to do its thing. This stop loss is our breathing room. We know price will come down. If at all, it'll stop at this, and then we could see it continue higher. Then again, it crossing this tells me, hey, here's a volume node that we have crossed and are no longer visiting. We could very well see it move up into this, test, continue higher up into this. That's the goal, that's the hope, that's the gist with that. I want to see it come to fruition. That being the case, I'm going to pause the video again. Hopefully our luck pans out a little better compared to the other days where we pause and instantly lose afterwards. I'm inclined to think that I'm in the right direction. I'm trading against trend. I'm trading a retrace, not with trend. So I'm fully expecting there to be some mode of take back from this trade. This hurts to look at, kind of. I just wanted to see it for my own amusement. You can see it, I can see it, we can see it. I'll pause the video now. BRB. Okay, guys. Sorry for the long break slash over pause. It's been a decent minute. We finally exited out of trade. We did not hit our final take profit, but I wanted to take note of something that kind of alerted me to I need to leave now before it's too late. So in between the span of time it took from entry to exit, we noticed that price stopped at a specific range, this range right here. I didn't know what it was until I had taken the volume profile and increased its rows by 1,000, so it gives me a little bit more of an idea as to what volume level that price could stop at and retrace from. And we noticed that this level had gotten stopped once before and that it could get stopped again. So what I thought was, okay, if it stopped here once, I don't want to treat it like a point of control because clearly we're in price discovery. This is low volume territory, not high volume territory. But taking into account that volume essentially is what has happened and that price had already tested that level, I assume that based on that level, we're going to see a retrace. I say retrace, a continuance down. So the direction up was then defeated by this volume here. I left trade because I didn't want to lose the trade. We got a decent profit off of it though. We made a whole dollar, I think. Right at $1. Not bad. We only spent 3 cents to make $1, so that actually works for me. Works quite well. Today was a good trade. Today was a good attempt to implement the strategy I've been working on for a minute now. And I think it works well. But we need to take another trade. We need to make more trades like this one with the incentive that we are going to win because of where price is going to go. That being said, we won today's trade. Let's try and win next week's. Okay? I'll see you guys later. You have a good rest of your weekend. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Comment below what your favorite part of the video was. Again, it wasn't much of an explanation. If you want a more detailed explanation, head to the description. That's where I take down my notes from today's experience and other videos' experience. If you haven't checked out any of my other videos, all those can be found in the video section of my channel. Just click on my name and boom, there you are. Head over to the videos and you'll be on your way. Be sure to check out the links in the description as well, because that's where I'll have all my other channels I post to on a regular, with the exception of a few. If you're interested in any other content outside of day trading and the like, we're making progress. We are making some really, really nice progress. I'll see you guys in the next video. Or should I say the stream. Head over to Orb's Vault or the Twitch down below. I'll see you in the stream. Have a good one.